We are back for part 2 of this lesson. I think I'm going to pick not orange, purple. I'll go with purple. Okay, so now I have made 2 number lines. The top number line here is divided into 2 halves. So the scale is written using halves because I divided into 2 parts, that's halves. The bottom number line is divided into tenths because I wanted to write its scale using decimals. So this one is divided into 10, so I'm going to fill out the rest of my scale. So this is 0 tenths, this is 1 tenth, 2 tenths, 3 tenths, 4 tenths, 5 tenths, 6 tenths, 7 tenths, 8 tenths, 9 tenths, and 1 whole and no tenths. So now we want to look at no halves. 0 halves is the same as, sorry about that. 0 halves is equal to no tenths. So they're exactly the same place. So 0 halves is equal to no tenths. So, what is 1 half equal to? So if I have half the number line, it is equal to 5 tenths. See how they're in exactly the same spot. So another way of writing a half is 5 tenths. I've done that on your work before, so sometimes I'll say that you get 14.5, which means that you got 14 and a half questions right. So 2 tenths is equal to the whole thing. The whole thing. So that would be 1 and no tenths. So now down here I have written another set of number lines. My top number line, I have divided it into fifths. And the bottom number line I have again divided into tenths. So this is 0 and 1 tenth. That's 2 tenths, 3 tenths, 4 tenths, 5 tenths, 6 tenths, 7 tenths, 8 tenths, 9 tenths, and the whole thing. So if this is 0 fifths, this would be 1 fifth, 2 fifths, 3 fifths, 4 fifths, and this would be 5 fifths where I get the whole number line. So 0 fifths is the same as 0 tenths. 1 fifth is the same as 2 tenths. They're exactly the same amount. 1 fifth is exactly the same as 2 tenths. 2 fifths, look at that. It's exactly the same as 4 tenths. 3 fifths is exactly the same as 6 tenths. 4 fifths is exactly the same as 8 tenths. And so I get the whole number line. 5 fifths is the same as the whole 1. I hope that you can see how those are exactly the same. So if you wanted to write 3 fifths as a decimal, it would be 6 tenths. Okay, we are going to go on and see if we can use some of this knowledge that we have been using with our number line. We're going to be looking at, so we're going to be thinking about this number line where our fractions and our decimal scale. So we're going to be thinking about this where we had the tenths as a fraction and the tenths as a decimal. So what we're going to do on this page is we're going to be writing the greater than, less than, or equal sign between the 2 numbers. So I'm going to ask you to pause the video to think what, if it's the first number is greater than the second number, less than, or equal to. And then we'll come back and we'll find out if you got the answers right. So pause the video. Okay, we are back. And here we go. Let's see if you've got them right. So this would be 6/10. So 6/10 is smaller than 7/10. This would be 3/10, and 3/10 is smaller than 4/10. That would be 8/10, and 8/10 is smaller than 9/10. Oh, this is the whole thing, so that is definitely bigger than one of the little pieces. 5/10, 5/10, those are equal. Here I get one piece, and here I get the whole thing. That one is definitely bigger. Here I have 2/10, which is two little pieces, or the whole thing. The whole thing is bigger. 4/10, 4/10, they are equal. 3/10, 5/10. Oh, 5/10 is bigger. Here I have none, and here I have one piece, so that one is bigger. Here I have 7/10, here I have 5/10, and 7/10 is bigger. I hope that you were able to say you've got that all right. That is awesome, grade 4. So today's work is this page. You're going to be doing page 39 and 40 today. So let's go over how we're going to do this. So it says write a fraction in each blank above the number line. So you're going to write all the fractions. Write a decimal in each blank below the number line. So below the number line, you're going to write the decimals. Which decimal is equal to the fraction? So what's 5/10 equal to, 10/10 equal to, and 0/10 equal to. So you're going to have to find what's the decimal that matches with it. Write a decimal in each blank below the number line. So here's the blanks below the number line. Write all the decimals there. Cross out each incorrect fraction and write the correct fraction above it. Oh, that's exactly what we just finished doing over here. So we've already done an example like this, so you know what to do. You've watched that. Number 3 says write a fraction in each blank above the number line. So there you're going to write all the fractions. Cross out each incorrect decimal on the number line and write the correct decimal below it. So see if all these are right. If they're wrong, put an X through it, just like we did here on this activity, and put the right one there. Question number 4. Fill in the missing numerators and decimals on the number line. So here we have 0/10. Zero halves. Here we have, we have to fill in that top number, and we have to fill in that top number. And then down here we need to fill in all our decimals again. Write the decimal that the fraction is equal to. So 0 halves is equal to this one. What's 1/2 equal to, and what's 2/2 equal to? Then the bonus says, write the decimals that are not equal to any fractions in part B. So which decimals did you use down here that are not answers to those questions? Write them all here. Question 5. Fill in the missing fractions and decimals. So you have to fill in the missing fractions, look at how they're counting by, and fill in all the missing decimals. Then you need to write the decimal the fraction is equal to in part B. So you're going to find 4/5. One of those is going to say 4/5. What's the fraction or the decimal underneath it? So do that for 4/5, 2/5, 5/5, 0/5, and 1/5. Then your bonus is write the decimals that are not equal to any fractions in part B. So which decimals that are written here did you not use in these answers? So that is your work for today. I hope that it goes well. If you get stuck, please just go back to the video and listen to it again, and hopefully it will become clear. And if not, you can always ask your teacher, ask me or Mrs. Hickey, and then we will be able to help you through it. So I hope that your worksheets go well. Happy math!